Live from Schellenberger Field, you're watching Women's College Lacrosse on LHSN. It's the University of Lynchburg playing host to Shenandoah University in a battle between the Hornets. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and spending some time with us on your Friday afternoon. TJ Wingert here with you, take you through all the action. We'll show you some of the numbers coming into this contest. Most recently, Shenandoah, winners of 2 of their last 3, coming off a 19-13 win on Wednesday against Randolph-Macon. Lynchburg, winners of 2 straight after an 8-game losing streak. Those wins at home against Bridgewater and then on the road most recently at Ferrum, taking out the Panthers 13-2. A lot of players we can talk about for Shenandoah. Conversation I think has to start and end with Emma Stifler, the senior. From New Freedom, Pennsylvania, how about 27 goals with 26 assists this season for Shenandoah. Getting it done not only as a scorer but also as a facilitator. And on the other side, Peyton Seville has been scorching hot of late. Back-to-back hat tricks. The sophomore from Berryville, Virginia, up to 14 goals on the season. And you add her in the mix with Santora, Leah Dumas. This Lynchburg offense is getting scarier and scarier. And the keepers tasked with trying to slow down the other side's offense. It's Ashley McFarland between the posts today for Shenandoah. Junior hailing from Maryland. Save percentage just up and over 41%. She started all 12 games this year for Shenandoah. And on the other side, it's the freshman from Forest, Virginia, Patricia Rogers, getting her 11th start of the season. How about a save percentage right at 50%? That was her goal for the season. She's at it, and it's good for second best inside the ODAC. And for the coaches, 14th year as the head coach, Lindsay Lutz, 4th head coach in program history. Win percentage just under 58%, and a former all-conference player in class of 2006 at Methodist. And on the other side, it's Bruce Reed in his 20th season as a head coach, looking for win number 8 all-time against Shenandoah. Getting set at midfield for the opening draw control. And we are underway. Lynchburg donning the all-black jerseys for today's contest. First ground ball of the contest picked up by Madison Rhee. All ODAC first team last year for Rhee, junior from Bel Air, Maryland. 6 goals, 6 assists this year. Pass goes top of the formation. It's Emily Honorado, sophomore, also coming from Bel Air, Maryland. Honorado, 14 goals, 8 assists on the near side, controlling. Ainsley Buckner gives off. Amy Bell for Honorado. Behind the net now, Riley Caesar, junior from Maryland. Another big part of the scoring mix for Shenandoah. Currently leads the team in goals this season with 29. Stifler not far off at 27. Stifler, pass, finish, Caesar. That's the combination to keep your eye on today for Shenandoah offensively. Assist number 27 for Stifler. Goal number 30 for Caesar. And it looks like they're actually going to say Emily Honorado scored that most recent goal. Apologies for being incorrect on that. We'll take another look once we have a replay ready to go. In the meantime, Caitlin Joyce gets set at midfield for Shenandoah, and it's Tori King to take the draw control for Lynchburg. King's second on the team for Lynchburg, 20 draw control wins. Shenandoah leads 1-0. Loose ball rolls all the way into the attacking third for Shenandoah. Goes out across the far sideline. It'll be the first time we see the Lynchburg offense in motion. I do apologize. I have now got it confirmed. That was the 15th goal of the season for Honorado. Caesar still with 29 on the season. Team best for Shenandoah. Lynchburg into the attacking half. Tori King dishes it off. Santor with it for a moment. Derek Gregory sends it to the near side. Mia Sullivan send it back to Gregory. Gregory had about 4 assists in the senior day win against Bridgewater. Also had a goal in that game. The Lynchburg offense averaging just under 9 goals a contest. It's currently 9th in the ODAC. Gonna need a big showing this side of the field today. Nice feed Santora gets a good look. Unable to beat McFarland. Ball still live and picked up by Madison Knight, who tries to get it off to Leah Dumas. Goes in and out of her stick. Shenandoah back the other way. Flung forward from Lurch. She has Stifler. Stifler will take the shot. Finds the back of the net. There are whistles on the play, but the goal will count. Shenandoah leads 2-0. I don't think I can get this one wrong. Stifler's 28th goal of the season. She assisted the opening score. She nets the second. Goes top shelf against Rogers. And it doesn't take long for the Northern Hornets, if you will, to double down their lead. Got a quick stop. Nice passes in transition. Still 12.5 to play in the opening quarter. And this is going to be a really interesting battle. You look at the draw controls. Shenandoah, right around 15 draw control wins per game. Currently second in the conference. Lynchburg, averaging a little less than 10 draw control wins per game. This will dictate who can control possession throughout this contest, and especially where Shenandoah is at. Landing the first couple of punches. You continue to control the clock and possession. Makes it a lot easier for the visiting Hornets. Try to leave Lynchburg as the victors. Emily Lurch with another ground ball. She's got 2 today already, up to 21 in the season. Reed brings it into the attacking third. Kaylin Satterfield defending. Pass off the mark, intended for Buckner. Shenandoah gets it back. Stifler over to Honorado. Behind the net. Pass comes from Buckner. Looking for Caesar. Broken up. Believe it was Micah Slacum slowing down Shenandoah. As Shenandoah able to get it back. Have the fresh shot clock as well to go with it. Speaking of Micah Slacum, a standout senior, 4th in the ODAC and caused turnovers per game, right at 2. 3rd-team all-conference selection last year. Buckner gives to Stifler. Stifler in front of another senior in Madison Knight. Behind the net, it's Bell. Patrolling to her right. Jordan Nielsen in front of him. Caesar gets the pass off. Stifler denied. Patricia Rogers comes away with her first save of the afternoon. As I noted at the top of the broadcast, her goal for this season and game by game is to have a 50% or better save percentage, and that's currently right where Rogers was at coming into today's contest. Given up 2 goals so far. Just picked up her first save. Libby Kennedy stepped up after a defender tried to create the turnover, tried to pick off the pass. Nothing doing for Kennedy, though. Leah Dumas breaks to her right. Shot against McFarland. Another save. Gregory jarred it out of the stick. McFarland gets it back. Lynchburg continues to apply some pressure. Shenandoah gets it across midfield, and just as they do, Caesar lost control, picked up by Kennedy. Kennedy has Gregory to her right. Mia Sullivan, the trailer. Pass goes to Santora. Halted by Caesar. Foul on the play. This results in our first free position of the day. Clock continues to roll. 9:45 to go in the opening quarter. Santora over to Lise Henderson, sophomore from Pinehurst, North Carolina. Sullivan gives to Alla Daniel. Got 7 goals over the last 2 games played. Daniel, shot, denied by McFarland. Quick correction, 5 goals in the last 2 games, 2 against Bridgewater, 3. The win on the road at Ferrum for Daniel. Talked about Seville having the offensive production. Show more and more over the last 2 games. Daniel put her in the same bucket. And again, you add her in the mix with Derek Gregory, Santora, Dumas, and company. The offense got more and more potent as the year has gone on for the home Hornets. Honorado had it knocked out of her stick by Jenna Andrasic, freshman from Baltimore, getting more and more playing time as the year's gone on. Free position for Shenandoah. Coach Reed looking for what the call might have been, but on the free position shot, Honorado has Shenandoah 1-on-1 on the chances this afternoon, and the lead grows to 3-0. Second of the day for the sophomore. And turns into goal 16 of her season. And those free position shots are also something we're going to keep our eyes on throughout the rest of this contest. 2 teams coming into the day relatively close in that department. Shenandoah, a little under 40% of the season at 39.7. Lynchburg at 31.7%. .832 to go in the first quarter. Again, it's King and Joyce. King, draw control win, picks up the ground ball, gets it off to Dumas. Dumas eyeing Santora, will hold it a little longer, gets the pass off. Santora gets Lynchburg into the scoring column. First of the day for the grad student from Massachusetts, 28th of her season. Nice feed from Dumas, and did a really good job holding on to it as long as she could. Forced that defender to step up. Create a little bit more space for Santora to work with. Spins, fires, and makes it 3-1. And earlier this season, in a loss against Washington and Lee, Santora, for the first time in her Lynchburg career, was held without a goal in a contest. With a goal today, that trend continues all but 1 game as a Hornet. She's found the back of the net at least once. Joyce and King once more. Daniel picks it up. Lynchburg can cut the deficit in half. Daniel gives to Kennedy. Kennedy has Gregory. Back to Kennedy. Low angle shot. And they're going to say it hit the back of the net. Shenandoah thought it might have gone off post and ricocheted out. Instead, Lynchburg with a quick 2-0 run to make it a 1-goal difference. Take another look. Let you be the judge at home. Gregory, nice find from a 45. Looks like goes off the top post. Then sneaks across. Lynchburg has her second on the day. For Kennedy, her first on the afternoon, 6th of the season. Junior coming from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Makes it a 3-2 score. Coach Reed and Lynchburg fired up on the sidelines. That was a great response there for the Hornets. You're talking about, the home Hornets. They're about 2 goals in a span of 20 seconds in response to the 3-0 run to start the day for Shenandoah. King has another draw control win for Lynchburg. Now Lynchburg with a chance to try to tie it up. Sent back out to Dumas. Grad student, 3rd team all-conference last year. Dumas gives to Santora this time. Won't result in a score as the shot off frame. Lynchburg maintains possession, however. Kennedy working to her right. Sends it back to the top of the set to Dumas. Daniel in front of Keelan Lipkowski Forced to retreat. Pass over the head of Santora. King gets it back. King for Sullivan. Sent down to the turf. Becomes another free position for Lynchburg. The second we've seen. No shots taken for the hosting Hornets, though. Sullivan winds, fires, and we're tied up. It was a 3-0 run to start the day for Shenandoah. Lynchburg has a 3-0 spot of their own. Sullivan, a junior from Southbury, Connecticut, has her 5th score on the year. Both teams now 1 for 1 on free position shots. We'll see if that efficiency can continue throughout the rest of this contest. If one falters, we'll find a separation point between these two squads, and there's going to be a timeout called by head coach Lindsey Lutz. After the 3-0 run for Lynchburg, Coach Lutz and Shenandoah will talk it over as we're tied up 3-all with 6:54 to go in the first quarter. You're watching a good battle between the Hornets here on LHSN. Welcome back to Schellenberger Field. Coach Lutz requested the timeout. More on her resume. 14th year as the head coach for Shenandoah. Mentioned at the top of the broadcast. Class of 2006 at Methodist. 3-time all-conference member and the 2006 USA South Player of the Year. And then in May of 2012 was inducted into the Methodist Hall of Fame and graduated as the program's all-time leading scorer. All that to say, was a stellar player. Got into the coaching gig, or the realm of coaching, I should say, at St. Vincent College, where she was a grad assistant. Helped the Bearcats to 14 wins over the 2 years she was there, and they were transitioning from NAIA to Division III. And now Coach Lutz looks towards midfield. We await another draw control. Tori King, been a big part of why Lynchburg's been able to put the 3 scores in a row on the board. Tie us up at 3-all. Four draw control wins all told for Lynchburg today. 2 for Shenandoah. Popped up towards the near sideline. Picked up by Dumas. And it's been Caitlin Joyce primarily to take these draw controls. We'll talk about that more in a moment. As Daniel into the attacking third. Drives and kicks out to Sullivan. 6.5 to go in the first quarter. Gregory gives to Kennedy. Now with Dumas. Dumas working in front of Emily Lurch, sophomore, 3rd-team All-ODAC last year. 2 screens, set for Sullivan. Pass goes to King. .45 seconds left in the shot clock. No rush for Lynchburg. Gregory with it now, up to 10 assists this season after 4 against Bridgewater. Santora trying to find space to her right. Natalie Nichols marked up against Santora. Now the switch. Slepkowski trying to slow down Santora, but the grad student has her second on the day. And for the first time this afternoon, Lynchburg is playing with a lead Home Hornets out in front 4-3. Take another look. Santora forced to reset. Eventually finds that opening and skips it past McFarland. 29th of the season for Santora. Younger sister of former men's lacrosse player and coach, CJ Santora. And with 2 on the day for Nikki Santora, Lynchburg out in front 4-3. Now a 4-0 run put together by Lynchburg. It all started with Santora's first at the 8:17 mark here in the first quarter. And over this, call it a 3-minute window, Lynchburg has been stellar at midfield. Tori King winning a lot of possessions for Lynchburg. And give a ton of credit to Home Hornets offense. They've been efficient. Seville picks up the grounder. Lurch creates the turnover. Lurch brings into the attacking third, joined by Riley Caesar, Whistle on the play. That'll slow down pace a touch. Allows Shenandoah to give it to Caesar behind the net. Sends it back out to Emma Stifler. 5 goals, 4 assists for Stifler in the win against Randolph-Macon. Huge afternoon for the senior. Pass goes to Bell. Blocked by Rogers. Dumas might have gotten a piece of it as well. Rogers gives to Dumas. Lynchburg looking to make it a 5-0 run. Kaylin Satterfield back to Dumas. Sullivan keeps it alive for Lynchburg. Big play for the junior. One of the 3 goal scorers today for Lynchburg. Errant pass sees this possession come to an early close. Stifler over to Lurch. Lurch gives to Buckner, sophomore. Native to Springfield, Virginia. 12 goals, 6 assists to go with it. Lurch has Stifler. Stifler gives back to Caesar. Shenandoah trying to create something on the near side half of this field. Another save for Rogers, taking that rip. Natalie Nichols, 30th shot of the season for the senior. Another big save for Rogers. Goes down to her second on the day. Satterfield looking long. Pass goes over the head of Daniel. Gregory picks it up, shoots, scores. Lynchburg, aided by a nice hop, holds a 2-goal lead. First of the day for Dara Gregory, 8th of her senior season. There it is one more time. Nice hop up and over the head of a Shenandoah defender. And it is now a 5-0 Lynchburg run. Fourth different goal scorer today for the hosting Hornets. King stands opposite of Buckner at midfield. Coming into this afternoon, Emily Lurch had 31 draw control wins. Riley Caesar had 32. Leading the way was Madison Ree with 35. I figured to see more them at midfield, but primarily been Caitlin Joyce. We just saw Buckner. Lynchburg creates the turnover. Nilsson wanted Satterfield, couldn't control the pass initially. Last touch by Shenandoah and sent out across the near sideline by Honorado. Talking about Satterfield, third-team all-conference last year, sophomore from Baltimore. Her, Micah Slacum, Jordan Nilsson make up that back line. The Lynchburg defense, and it's tough. Obviously, players that don't lead the way in regards to goals, assists, some of those flashy numbers, but they're a big reason why Rogers, as a freshman, has been able to step in and have as big of an impact that she's had for the Lynchburg defense. Daniel lays it off for Gregory. Now for Kennedy. Picked up by Ashley Grimes. Give us to Santora. Looking for her third. Shot goes wide left. It'll stay with Lynchburg. .20 seconds on the shot clock. And we're down to the final 60 of the first quarter. Seville, back-to-back hat tricks. No score so far today. Couple of spins. Shot denied by McFarland. Save number 3 for Ashley McFarland. Santora has her pass taken away by Stifler. Toss forward for Buckner. 8 defending 8. Buckner lost it for a moment against Madison Knight, but gets it back. 20 seconds and counting. Stifler for Buckner. Buckner with the give back to Stifler. And that'll bring a close to the 5-0 run for Lynchburg. Second goal for Stifler, her third point of the day, and Shenandoah makes it 5-4. Another look. Just a clean feed. Stifler with too much space. Able to bury her 29th score on the year. Assist number 7 of the season for Buckner. And with just under 7 seconds to play in the first quarter. It's a big goal there for the visiting Hornets. Last time we saw Shenandoah hit the back of the net was with 8:32 to play in this first quarter. So a long drought comes to a close. Another draw control win for Tori King. And the final seconds of the first quarter come to a close. We've made it through 15. Lynchburg holds the one score advantage. A late goal from Shenandoah cuts the deficit in half. We will step aside, and when we come back, we'll come to you with the second set of 15 between Lynchburg and the visiting Shenandoah Hornets on LHSN.
Be ready for anything, okay? Come on, let's go together! Together, let's go! Come on! Let's go, keep going! Sorry, that's the best shit. Straight? Straight up? Yep. Yeah. Cool. Good one. All right, guys, you see the meat grinder down here? Camera? Oh, what you think of that? Woo!
5-4 your score. Lynchburg leads Shenandoah after the first quarter comes to a close. Getting set for quarter number 2 between a pair of Hornets that currently sit side by side in the ODAC standings. Shenandoah 4th in the conference. Lynchburg sitting in the 5 spot in the ODAC standings. Half game back of Shenandoah, and Shenandoah half game back of Roanoke for that number 3 spot in the conference quote-unquote leaderboard. So a lot on the line for both sides, trying to make their way up the ODAC standings. So a win today means a whole lot for each team. Plus, it's the 13th all-time meeting. Lynchburg holds the series edge, 7-5. And Lynchburg also 4-1 at home against Shenandoah. But it is Shenandoah who's won 3 consecutive. But how about this? 2 of the last 3 games played between these two sides have been decided by a single score, which is the difference currently. And overall, 4 of the last 6 meetings have been decided by a single goal. I'll have to say, this one more than likely going to stay close. Dumas takes the screen, shot, deflected just enough by McFarland. Rolls out towards the near sideline, looking to pick it up for Shenandoah's Caroline King. And Shenandoah will have possession. King flings forward for Ree. Ree has Buckner. Buckner gives to Caesar. Shenandoah will be forced to slow down just a little bit. Halting the advance for Lynchburg. Lindsey Barrington, 5th game played this year for the junior. Honorado, 2 scores in the first quarter. Looking for the hat trick. Nowhere to go. Stifler gives off to Caesar. Caesar returns it back to Stifler. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Amy Bell. Nice pass. Ree has Buckner. Assist number 7 of the year for Madison Ree, 13th goal of the year for Ainsley Buckner. And Shenandoah gets the final score of the first quarter, the first in quarter number 2. And just like that, we are tied up 5-all. Take another look. Ree goes up top. And Buckner the only who can get it. Get a look at the Shenandoah sideline. You can sense the frustration mounting. It was a timeout called by Coach Lutz midway through the first after it was a 3-0 run at the time for Lynchburg to tie us up. 2 more goals scored by Coach Reed's group. But gave credit to Coach Lutz. Shenandoah has had the response and therefore brings us to a tied game. Lynchburg awarded possession. King brings it across midfield, has Satterfield. Santora for Kennedy. Now with Gregory. Lynchburg with a chance this afternoon to make it 3 consecutive wins. And you look at that coming on the heels of an 8-game losing streak where, Lynchburg had stiff competition, to say the least. Ranked opponents, York at home, neutral site games against a ranked Denison team, number 6 Franklin and Marshall at the time. It was a tough stretch and a lot of hard opponents. Sometimes in an 8-game losing streak or a similar setting, drop your head down a little bit and the frustration can kind of mount from there, but give a ton of credit to Lynchburg. They were able to play close games and ultimately came away with the 8-goal win against Bridgewater. And winning cures all headaches, right? That leads to an 11-goal win against Ferrum, looking to keep momentum on their side. And it's Mia Sullivan putting Lynchburg back in front. Lynchburg now 2 for 2 on free position shots, and Sullivan's got them both. Product of Southbury, Connecticut, up to 6 goals this season. Take another look. Shot goes right between the wickets against McFarland. Both team has a score here in the second quarter. Lynchburg retakes the lead. Now the attention turns to midfield. Still Tori King. This appears to be Riley Caesar. I noted early on in the first quarter, 32 draw control wins this year for Caesar, who does a ton on the offensive side, of course. With a goal today, or I believe she almost had a goal open up our scoring. Caesar's taken a couple of shots, but nothing hit the back of the net. Nonetheless, 29 goals this year, 13 assists, plus 30-plus draw control wins. Caesar's certainly filling up the stat sheet. Shenandoah with a chance for a rebuttal. A little less than 12 to play in the first half. Caesar finds Stifler. Stifler had an eye on Buckner, rotating in front of the net instead. Shenandoah continues to work it around the clock. Buckner with it now. Caesar cuts. Madison Ree. Gets the feed from Buckner. Patient set for Shenandoah. Some contact as Caesar lost control. Tori King frustrated with the whistle going against her. No free position shot. Instead, give and go. Halted by Rogers. Ball still loose, and the freshman picks it up. I like that passing sequence and the concept in and of itself for Shenandoah. On a free position, you're thinking Caesar's going to take the shot instead. Gives to Reed, gets it right back. Good look, but Rogers, the stellar defensive play. Unfortunately, Lynchburg unable to do anything in response. And Shenandoah right back, knocking on the door of a potential tie game. Looked like Nichols is the intended target on the latest pass for Shenandoah. Tipped away and deflected out. Shenandoah able to get it right back. Reese pass deflected. Getting it back. Padberg takes the shot. And another save for Patricia Rogers. Fourth on the afternoon for Rogers. Update you on some of the shots as Lynchburg we should get it across midfield. Where we stand right now, 13-10 shot advantage. Lynchburg over Shenandoah. Shenandoah with 9 shots on goal. Lynchburg with 10. When it comes to draw controls, 4 wins for Shenandoah, 9 for Lynchburg. That's been a huge area of an advantage for the home Hornets. 4 saves on both sides. 6 ground balls picked up by Lynchburg, 5 for Shenandoah. And it's 5 turnovers for Lynchburg and 4 for the visiting Hornets. "20 seconds left on the shot clock. Seville gives to Daniel. Daniel feeds Santora. Fakes the pass to Sullivan. Instead will keep. Has Ree in front of her. Santora's shot. Right to the waiting net of McFarland. Save number 5 for the junior keeper. Early into the possession, though, for Shenandoah. Nilsson nearly had it poked away from behind, but the referees quickly stopped play there. And Riley Caesar being sent towards the near sideline. It's a green card assessed to the junior. Play now back underway. Player up opportunity for Lynchburg. Spot to double their lead. Kennedy with the assist. Tori King with her first goal of the day. And now the green card given to Caesar looms a little larger. Lynchburg now up 7-5. For King, it's the 6th goal of her season. And for Libby Kennedy, her first assist on the afternoon. She has a goal to go with it. There's the play that led to the green card, and then this is the score for Tori King. Cause and effect. The home Hornets ahead by 2. Caesar back onto the field at midfield now to take on the aforementioned King for the draw control. Another draw control win for Lynchburg. Seville picks it up. Nilsson looking for help. Forced to fling it to the far side. It's Knight. Working the tightrope on the far sideline. Before giving off to Daniel. Knight's another one of those players we talked about, the backline trio for Lynchburg with Satterfield, Slacum, and Nielsen. But, Knight 2 goals and an assist to go with it. She scored on senior day against Bridgewater. She kind of serves that holding midfielder for a soccer comparison. A lot of her work comes in the middle third. Finish that point in a moment as Tori King has her second on the afternoon. Back-to-back goals for the sophomore. Lynchburg up by 3. I just told you, but in case you forgot, now it's 7 goals on the season for Tori King. And the goal will be taken off. After inspecting the stick of King, you can see the official showcasing pocket Results in the stick violation to go against Lynchburg. Here it is one more time. Nice snag from King. And then from close range, able to bury the shot, but look at the outstretched effort from King. And then the pocket taking the goal off the board. Might be some correlation between that. But big shift in momentum, breaking against Lynchburg. Still ahead by 2, but Shenandoah now keeps it at a 2-goal difference and has possession. Stifler gives to Ray. Pass goes up top. It's Caesar. Caesar flips back. But nothing doing for Honorado. Lost control. Satterfield causes the turnover. Lynchburg with a chance to get that score that was taken off the board right back. Talk more about that moment, and specifically just from what you see from the Lynchburg bench and how different it was right after the score, right after it's taken away, which might be a little intuitive, right? Good play versus something that works against you. The energy levels are going to be different, but Lynchburg, after King thought she had her second in a row, safe to say the home Hornets were pumped up on the near sideline, and in specific, assistant coach Eric Holgren had Lynchburg hyped up and certainly feeling good as a lead. Seemingly grew to 3, but then that's taken off the board, and one word you can use to describe it is shocked, maybe stunned. You could even describe it as floored, but certainly takes away and zaps some of the energy from Lynchburg. Still 7-5 score. Shenandoah into the attacking third. 60 seconds to work with in the shot clock. Ray finds space. It beats Rogers. And all of a sudden, back to a one-score difference. Seventh of the season for Ray. Take another look. Just able to get a step on Jade Mayer. Evade the second defender that stepped up and applied some pressure. And it's now 7-6. Four minutes, 22 seconds to go in the first half. Elise Henderson, first time we've seen her at midfield today for Lynchburg. And it's still Riley Caesar for Shenandoah. Seeing her contest the draw controls heavily in the second quarter. Kathleen Donovan. Was roaming to her right. Whistle on the play. Free position from behind the net. And now they'll bring Donovan, more from a 45-degree angle. In comparison to the post, of course. Pass goes up top. It's to Stifler. Stifler got the pass off. Reeled in, I believe, by Nichols, and that is indeed who caught that pass. And through contact, might I add, results in a free position opportunity. Shenandoah 1-on-1 on free position shots. Well, Nichols takes. She does. Denied by Rogers. Ricocheted out to the far sideline. Lurch gets it back for Shenandoah. Caesar. Stopped by Slacum. Forced to give it off to Stifler. Stifler trying to feed Donovan right in the face of Rogers. Shot goes over the top post. Lynchburg gets a big stop. A little more than 4.5 minutes without a goal for the Lynchburg offense. Rogers fielding some pressure from Honorado. Able to get it off. Kennedy gives to Santora. Santora over to Henderson. You saw at midfield. 16 draw control wins this year. Also 5 goals and an assist for Henderson. Dumas kicks it out to Gregory. Gregory looking in the direction of Seville. Crowded area. So instead, pass goes to Kennedy. 15 seconds left for Lynchburg. Sullivan. 2 goals this afternoon. 5 seconds. It's Gregory looking for help. Pass. Didn't look like it was really corralled by Santora, but instead maybe deflected in. Lynchburg, nonetheless, has their 8th score of the afternoon. They'll check the stick. Certainly don't want to rush to any conclusion, but if it stands, Lynchburg will have a 2-goal lead once again. There's that score. Maybe not exactly how Lynchburg had drawn it up, trying to beat the shot clock, but it hits the back of the net. That's all that really matters. Santora does it again and has a hat trick, as well as her 30th goal on the season. She had 40 all of last year. That 40-goal mark good for top 10 inside the ODAC. Lynchburg in high spirits on the sideline. .93 seconds left in the first half. Lynchburg pushes their lead up to 2. Lurch picks up the ground ball. Seville knocks it away from behind. Dumas can't control the pass. Caesar gets it for Shenandoah. Dishes ahead for Lurch. And now controlling is Honorado. Padberg, freshman from Woodbridge, Virginia. 9th game played this season. 4 goals and an assist to go with it. Nichols gives off to Padberg. The shot clock is turned off. We have 30 seconds to go in the first half. Shenandoah with a chance to hold for the final shot. Pass goes to Stifler. And it's deflected back out. Did it hit the net? For right now, they'll say no. Satterfield picks it up. Sends it forward. Sullivan, Seville in the vicinity. Whistle on the play. And possession will be given to Shenandoah. Down to 5 seconds. The buzzer will sound. And players will head to the sideline. That's it for the first half. Was waiting to see if they might put time on the clock, but they won't. 30 minutes through, Lynchburg holds a 2-goal lead at 8-6. Battle between the Hornets. Lynchburg looking for their 8th win all time against Shenandoah. We will step aside, and when we come back, we'll show you some of the first half stats in the battle between the Hornets, coming to you on LHSN.
I was really attracted to Lynchburg primarily because my dad went here. He is an alum, so I kind of had that close tie of being interested in the school. And the school had what I wanted to study. I knew I wanted to help people in the area of health and wellness, so the health promotion program was definitely a program that drew me in. And from day one, I've been in love with it, and I wouldn't have chosen any different. I have never had better professors or teachers in my life, and I think here at the University of Lynchburg, the professors definitely care about their students, especially in the health promotion department. These professors want you to be educated, want you to have the experience, and just want you to feel confident going into your career path following your collegiate education. You just feel like you're cared for here and that you matter, and that no matter what, at the end of the day, you're going to be successful, and the people here really want to be here, and everyone has a purpose, and it's just a great environment to be in.
At the University of Lynchburg, we've lowered our tuition, so you get a better value for a great education. Come see our campus for yourself.
Every great college has a great city. For Lynchburg, we are near urban areas with lots of restaurants, shopping, and events. Plus, we are one of the top schools in the area. Come see for yourself. Want to have some outdoor adventures while getting a degree at the same time? At the University of Lynchburg, we have an on-campus zipline and road course. Plus, we offer adventure trips that cost less than a cup of coffee. And did I mention our beautiful scenery? We're a university for students looking for something more than just books. Welcome to your new adventure experience.
My name is Alexis Fabula. I major in criminology and I double minor in psychology and criminal forensics. My favorite part about Lynchburg is the friends that I've come to have. It's helped me come out of my shell more, and it's helped me become the person I am and the student I am. I really enjoyed how small the campus was, and I also really enjoy how small the class sizes are. It made me feel like I was going to be more engaged than I would at a bigger campus. If someone was on the fence of coming to the University of Lynchburg, I would definitely love to sit down and have a conversation with them, because I'm forever grateful that I made this choice. It's definitely something that a student wouldn't regret. Out of my 4 years here, I've not had one bad experience. I've had a great 4 years, and I'm going to be very sad to go.
Halftime in Lynchburg, Virginia. Made it through 30 minutes. Lynchburg holds the 2-goal advantage over Shenandoah at 8-6. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and watching this contest on LHSN. TJ Wingard here with you. We're going to show you some of the stats from the first half of play. And it's narrow in the scoring column, but Lynchburg has been able to find some separation. Shot column, relatively similar between the two teams, but really that draw control advantage for Lynchburg looms large in this one, as it felt like Lynchburg, more often than not, was the team not only with possession, but living in the attacking third, and then with the draw controls there is some comparable numbers and how it correlates with the ground ball category. And then talking about the turnovers, I did want to hit on this. 9 turnovers for Lynchburg, 4 of which have been caused by Shenandoah, and of the 7 turnovers for Shenandoah, 6 have been caused by Lynchburg. So a pretty similar percentage between the two teams, and having their defenses create stops against the opposing offense as opposed to early ends to a possession for no real forced reason. And I want to give you some of the individual numbers through the first half of play. Ashley McFarland with 5 saves, 8 goals allowed. Patricia Rogers also has 5 saves, just giving up only 6. And for Shenandoah, 2 goals on the day for Emma Stifler with an assist to go with it. Emily Honorado, 2 goals as well. Madison Ray, goal and an assist, as does Ainsley Buckner. And on the other side, Lynchburg, headlined by Nikki Santora with 3 goals this afternoon. Mia Sullivan has 2-on-2 shots. They both were free position shots. And then it's Libby Kennedy with a goal and assist. Goal and 2 assists for Dara Gregory, and 1 score for Tori King. Nearly had a second, but it was taken off the board midway through the second quarter. We'll step aside, and we're getting closer and closer of the second half as you're watching Lynchburg and Shenandoah on LHSN.
This video isn't about me. It's about the limitless possibilities that the University of Lynchburg allows me to be. An athlete, an artist, an adventurer, a writer, a believer, a human. Because what I love about the University of Lynchburg is that they have a saying, here we're home. And honestly though, I think a better fit would be a home for everyone. Because it doesn't matter the color of your skin, the person you love, the God you pray to, the pronouns you use, the city you're from, the language you speak. University of Lynchburg gives you the greatest opportunity they can for you to be the absolute best version of yourself.
We're less than 2 minutes away from the second half getting underway between Lynchburg and Shenandoah. Shenandoah's won 3 in a row in the meetings between these two teams. Lynchburg looking to improve their home record against the visiting Hornets and make it a 5-1 record against Shenandoah when playing on Schellenberger Field. We'll step aside when we come back. We bring to you the second half between Lynchburg and Shenandoah on LHSN.
When creating a sustainable future, your choices matter, even your choice of a college. The University of Lynchburg is the first college in Virginia to go carbon neutral. Our dining hall is Green Restaurant certified. We compost all of our food waste and purchase our electricity from landfill gas. Now we're turning a hazardous lake into a thriving urban wetland. When you choose Lynchburg, you leave a smaller footprint while building a better tomorrow.
Think a private education is too expensive? Think again. At the University of Lynchburg, you can get a personalized education for the cost of a state school. If you're commuting and you get our top scholarships, you could pay much less. And you get all that without the hassle of giant lecture halls. Our faculty know your name here and do more than just teach. You might even do research together and plan out your next career moves.
This is the dough.
wicked cute. It's always so pretty.
It's a beautiful day in Lynchburg, Virginia. Sorry, cracking myself up. Great day to have a great day, and it's also Good Friday, so happy Easter weekend, everybody. Tim LaDuca was having a good time, as were the players in the pregame, and I can't blame them. 72 degrees outside. It feels spectacular in Lynchburg, Virginia. Also want to plug, and it's going to feel really good later tonight, and it's going to be a fun night as it's the Dennis Craddock Coaches Classic this evening. Day one getting underway. We're going to start right around 7 o'clock. A lot of distance activities going on this evening, and then tomorrow we have the field as well as the sprints going on in day two of the Dennis Craddock Coaches Classic. We hope to have you with us. It's going to be an exciting night, and specifically tonight, a lot of those distance events, Lynchburg and a lot of other programs alike, we're going to break some records this evening. So it won't be as blue skies as it is right now, but it's still supposed to be in and around 70 degrees. Perfect weather to be outside, if you ask me. But here, getting set for the second half on Schellenberger Field. Looks like Riley Caesar. And it is indeed opposite Tori King. In and out of the stick of Leah Dumas. Daniel can't get it. Instead, it's Madison Ray. Ray gets it out in front. Getting across midfield is Natalie Nichols. Nichols carries into the attacking third. Waits till Satterfield picks her up. Dishes off to Buckner. Buckner with her second on the day. Not but 22 seconds into the second half, Shenandoah cuts the deficit in half. We talked about it earlier on. And if memory serves, it was Leah Dumas waiting till the last possible moment to get the pass off to Santora. And here, something similar for Shenandoah. Buckner finishes the play and has her 14th goal on the season. Sophomore makes it a 1-goal difference. Once again, it'll be King and Caesar at midfield. And it should be noted that assist for Nichols, just her second on the season. The senior from Montpelier. King, Caesar, fling it up. Neither can find it. That's where Madison Ray comes into the equation. Another ground ball picked up by the junior. Shenandoah now with the chance to tie it up. It was Shenandoah striking first in the second quarter. Ainsley Buckner off the assist for Madison Ray. Lynchburg had 2 goals in response. Shenandoah and then Lynchburg each get one more score at the end of the first half. Dumas knocked it away from Kathleen Donovan. Whistles. Possession given to Lynchburg. Dumas does it with more than just the offensive stats. 8 goals and up to 16 assists this season. There it's the grad student generating the turnover. Knight gets it across midfield. Picked up by Donovan. Now into the attacking third. Play comes to a halt. Heading to the sideline is Donovan. Clock stops with 13:14 to go in the third quarter. More whistles. To get an official announcement, but looks like offside was the call going against Shenandoah. Alla Daniel. Now Sullivan forced to backpedal. Gives to King. Sullivan off for Gregory. Kennedy off the reset. Sends it up top. Santora for Daniel. Daniel, nice deke. Works right to left. Sneaks it up and over the top left shoulder of Ashley McFarland. High right 90. Lynchburg jumps ahead by 2. Ala Daniel gets the defender to fall for that first step right. Gets the opening to her left and takes advantage of a good look. First score of the day for Daniel, 13th of her season, and it becomes 6 goals over the last 2.5 plus now, including today's contest. So each team into the scoring column in the second half now. King and Caesar duke it out again at midfield. Sent to Ray. Ray spins against Dumas. Trailing on the play, Juliana Fauner. First time calling out the freshman from Ocean City, Maryland. Stifler controlling. In front of Knight. Kicks to Caesar. It's Micah Slacum. The task trying to slow down the ever-dangerous Riley Caesar. Team best, 29 goals coming into today's game. Stifler will take the screen left. Now Slacum. Better defend after the switch. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Nice feed. Caesar finishes. Honorado threads the needle with the pass. And Caesar up close and personal against Rogers. Buries it home. Makes it 9-8. First goal today for Caesar. 30th of her season. Again, ton of credit on that pass. 9th assist of the year for Honorado. Back and forth these two teams go. 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have been decided by a single goal. And of those 6 meetings, it was Lynchburg winning the first 2 goal games, or the first 2 one-score games. And then most recently, Shenandoah has won the last 3 meetings between these two sides. And 2 of those 3 wins for Shenandoah in a row have been decided by just 1 score. Possession given to Lynchburg. It'll be King to start at the possession. Skip to the near side. Knight. Forced to send it back to Slacum. Sung the praises of Slacum today. 4th in the ODAC and caused turnovers per game. 3rd team. All conference selection last year. Knight looking for help. 2 defenders in the vicinity. Now Knight gets into the attacking third. Not without Buckner and Stifler making it a challenge. Peyton Seville, player to watch for Lynchburg. Back-to-back hat tricks. No scores today. Gets the pass from Sullivan. Lost control. She was breaking from right to left. Whistles. stop the clock with 9.5 to go in the third. And it's going to stay with Lynchburg. Better yet, it's going to be a free position for the home Hornets. Seville with the honors. Take another look. Might have been on that last attempt to knock it out of the stick. Seville will take the shot. It's off frame. Lynchburg now 2 for 3 on free position shots. McFarland out between the posts. Sends it out towards the right end line. Again, it stays with Lynchburg, but just 5 seconds left in the shot clock. Gregory. Now they'll sort out where the shot clock should be. It's down to 2. Gregory saying it needs to be sent all the way back. See Gregory on the near side. They're going to put it at 10. Gregory in front of Caesar. Pass to Sullivan. Make that Santora. Misses wide left. Shenandoah forced to defend for the full 90. Maybe even then some due to multiple clock resets. But big stop for Shenandoah. Now a chance to tie it up. Working to her left. Now in front of Rogers. Off the top post. Close miss for Padberg. Shot clock back to 60. It's going to stay with Shenandoah. Stifler. Mueller behind her. Stifler. Gives it away to O'Donovan. Buckner, 2 scores today. In front of Jordan Nielsen. Takes the screen set by Stifler. Padberg. Defended by Dumas. Flings it up to the top of the formation. It's Ray. Ray shakes Barrington and goes high left 90. And we're tied up 9-all. .7:25 to go in the third. 9th goal of the day for Shenandoah. Here it is one more time. Madison Ray, her second on the afternoon, up to 8 on the year. Also has an assist to go with it. Olodak, first team last season. Had a team best 35 draw control wins. Haven't seen her at midfield yet this afternoon. And it's going to be Riley Caesar take on Tori King once again. But Madison Ray has been plenty impactful, both on the offense and defensive side of this contest. And back and forth these two teams have gone. 2-0 run for Shenandoah. And if you want to look at the second half overall, 3-1 run in the third quarter so far. Favor goes to Shenandoah. Lurch picks up the draw control win and player down on the turf for Lynchburg, and now they're going to stop the play. Slow to get up is Ala Daniel. Athletic trainer out on the field for Lynchburg. Heading to the sideline is Ray. Referees will come together. There might be some discipline handed out. Does look like Daniel's going to stay out on the field, which is a more than welcome sign for Lynchburg. Here's a look at it one more time. On the right side. Conversation continues between the referees. But it does look like Allie Daniels going to stay in this contest. Still a little gimpy. She stands in front of Paige Padberg, favoring that left ankle. After a long conference, referee does come to the near sideline. Explains what he saw. 20th year head coach Bruce Reed. And now play can get back underway. Stifler with it up top. Caesar with it. Brings it around. Instead, not Caesar. It's actually Honorado taking the shot. Honorado and Caesar have alternated throughout most of this contest of who's been standing behind the net. Caesar sends it over to Padberg. Then sets a screen. Padberg gets it. Tries to get it off to Caesar. Pass was broken up by King. Frustrated on the play. It's going to be a free position for Shenandoah. Here's the replay. Did it get to Caesar before King broke it up? Was there contact? Let you decide at home. Caesar can't get a shot off. After losing control, able to get it back. Lurch sends it all the way out. Natalie Nichols has an assist today. 12 goals this season. Shot clock will reset from 4 all the way up to 60. Free position for Shenandoah. The shove goes against Lynchburg. Padberg looked like she was winding up to take the shot. Nothing doing. Correction, they did not reset the shot clock. Looked like the officials were making signal that they wanted it to send back to 60. Instead, after 4 seconds, Shenandoah concedes possession to Lynchburg. Apologies for my confusion. Lynchburg looking to break the tie. Satterfield finds Daniel. Only score so far in the second half for Lynchburg. 12:07 mark here in the third. Came from Allie Daniel. And it was Daniel taking on her defender one-on-one, similar to what we see now. This time it's Emily Lurch. The task of slowing down Daniel. Pass goes to Dumas. Sent down to a knee and on the slide. Lost control. Player down on the turf for Shenandoah after visiting Hornets get a stop. Back on her feet. It's Erin Chismata, junior from Woodbine, Maryland. The aforementioned Chismata gets it across midfield in front of a swarm of Lynchburg defenders. Donovan gives off to Honorado. Shot. Good look in front of Rogers, but nice instinct for Rogers. Comes away with another save. First of the second half for Rogers, 6th on her day. Seville cuts to her left, gets it across and into the attacking third. So no points today for Seville. Sullivan trying to get it back to Seville. Wasn't looking for the pass initially, but able to keep it with Lynchburg. Henderson gives off to Dumas. Lynchburg clears out. It's a one-on-one spot. Dumas takes the shot. McFarland. That's another save. Santor will apply pressure. Paige Colvin looking for help. Has it in the form of Caitlin Lipkowski. Right at midfield, whistle goes against Dumas and Lynchburg. Lipkowski gives back to Stifler. Stifler's looking long. Able to connect with, I believe, Honorado. Buckner. Couple scores in the first half. Also has an assist on her day. Honorado fakes right, cuts left, gets the pass away. Shot taken by Nichols. Another stop for Rogers. Now it's Lynchburg looking to play quick. Dumas eyeing Barrington. Whistles will slow down the tempo some. It'll be Dumas to start up the possession. Last win Lynchburg had against Shenandoah was in April of 2018. Shenandoah has taken 3 in a row. Lynchburg, chance to end that today. Tied up 9-9. Seville can't handle the pass initially. Gets it ahead to Satterfield. Now it's Daniel. Lynchburg will work it around. Gregory has Kennedy. And just as it felt like Lynchburg was going to pass it around counterclockwise, Gregory breaks that cadence, finds Kennedy, gets the shot off quickly. They'll check the stick, and the goal will count. Lynchburg takes the 10-9 lead. Take another look. And why go into your offensive set when, hey, Kennedy's got an opening? Shenandoah didn't look like they were expecting a shot that early in the shot clock. And Kennedy has her second on the day, 7th of the season. And it's another assist for Derek Gregory. Third dime dropped by Gregory. She's up to 13 on the season. Just the second score in the third quarter for Lynchburg, and the first since the 12:07 mark. So pretty much an 11-minute scoreless stretch. The Lynchburg offense comes to a close, and the home Hornets lead by 1. Caesar and King for the draw control, picked up by Ray. Shenandoah wastes no time. Looking for the response. The shot clock is turned off. Buckner controls the top of the formation. Marked up by Slacum. Bring it towards the near side. This is Nichols. And a big part of the Shenandoah offensive mix. Nichols, pass deflected. Daniel causes the turnover. 15 seconds and counting. Shenandoah looking to prevent Daniels from getting across midfield. They'll stop the clock, 3.4 to go in the third quarter. And a green card is assessed to Shenandoah, the guilty party being Emily Honorado. Daniel sends it towards the net, but that'll bring it close to the third quarter of action. Back and forth, these two teams continue to play. Lynchburg ahead by 1 with the most recent score coming from Libby Kennedy to break the tie. We'll step aside and come back with the final stanza. You're watching a Battle of the Hornets on LHSN.
When you come to the University of Lynchburg to earn a master's degree in athletic training, you'll spend time in the classroom, but you'll also spend a lot of time in our top-notch facilities, learning from athletic trainers and working closely with our student athletes. In the Graduate Cadaver Lab, you'll learn about the human body in the best way possible, by actually studying the human body. This will provide a foundation to make you a much better athletic trainer. In the Athletic Training Laboratory, you'll get hands-on experience, practicing your skills, applying concepts from the classroom, and working with faculty on research projects. It's also where our hydrotherapy facilities are. This space is also used by students for studying and practicing skills outside of class time. In the Sports Medicine Clinic and Turner Gymnasium, you'll work with student athletes from more than 20 NCAA Division III sports teams, helping get them back to practice and into the game as soon as possible. As an athletic training student, you're a big part of the success of our sports teams and the success of the local athletic teams. We see this relationship as a win-win situation. You learn, and that helps us win.
Living the dream.
USA, Mexico. That was so exciting.
Getting set for the final 15 minutes of regulation. Lynchburg up by 1, getting set for the fourth quarter of action. Lynchburg looking for their first win since 2018 over Shenandoah. Meanwhile, on the other side, Shenandoah looking to make it 4 consecutive wins. They break the huddle. And as players head onto the turf, we'll give you an update. Account for all the stats. 21 shots between both sides. 16 shots on goal for Lynchburg, 15 for Shenandoah. The visiting Hornets 1 of 2 on free position shots. Lynchburg's 2 for 3. Draw control wins. Each team has 11 so far today. 13 ground balls picked up by Lynchburg, 7 for Shenandoah, and in the turnover department, 10 giveaways for Shenandoah. Same number for Lynchburg. 8 caused turnovers by the Lynchburg defense, 5 caused turnovers for Shenandoah. At midfield, Riley Caesar has taken the draw controls all day long as you get a look at Coach Reed on the sideline. Looking for 14th straight winning season. Lynchburg 3 games under 500. And eat into that with a win today. And also, this is a huge game for conference implications. Lynchburg is a half game back of Shenandoah for the number 4 spot in the ODAC standing. So a win today, these two teams will trade places. Meanwhile, Shenandoah, half game back of Roanoke for 3rd. So Shenandoah is looking to leave Lynchburg with a win. And depending on how the rest of the weekend shakes out, Shenandoah may well move into the top 3 in the ODAC standings. These were 2 teams picked to finish in the top 4 in the ODAC preseason poll. Lynchburg at 4th, Shenandoah at 3rd. They're right around that mark to this point in the season. Madison Ray will take the screen, set by Donovan. Kathleen Donovan as well as Natalie Nichols, names we're starting to see more and more The offensive side for Shenandoah. Neither were in the starting lineup at the onset of this contest. Sent up top. Ray with it. To her right is Honorado. That's where the pass goes. Shenandoah looking to tie it up. Honorado finds some space. Evades 3 separate defenders. Point blank range. The shot and a save for Rogers. Another stellar save for the freshman who continues to impress in her first year as a Hornet. Lynchburg already across midfield. Looking for a score of insurance. Dumas stumbles. Lynchburg sends it around the clock, excuse me. Seville just under 50 seconds on the shot clock. Takes the screen from Dumas. Nichols defending. Takes it away from Seville. Numbers even the other way. Seville trying to chase down Nichols. Unable to do just that. Pass goes to Honorado. Satterfield, the closest defender. Shot fake. Honorado gives it off. Caesar finds the trailer. Bell ties us up. 10-all. Nice blend of up-tempo but also patient offense for Shenandoah. Bell has her first on the day. The freshman nets her 6th score on the season. Nice find. And Bell sees the opening, takes care of the rest. First score of the 4th quarter comes from Shenandoah. That actually continues the trend. Shenandoah's had the first score in all 4 quarters now. Elise Henderson. Opposite. Riley Caesar. Shenandoah now with a chance to take the lead. Shenandoah has not had a lead since they jumped out in front 3-0. Stifler breaks to her right, spins left. Evades 3 separate Lynchburg defenders and finds it open. Honorado. Emily Honorado does it again. That play set up by Emma Stifler. That play encapsulates exactly why she's our Shenandoah player to watch. She attracts so much attention because what she can do as a scorer, but she's just as good as a facilitator. For Honorado, how about a hat trick? For the sophomore, back-to-back games, she's netted 3. It was 3 goals, 2 assists in the win against Randolph-Macon. 3 goals and an assist this afternoon for Honorado. 2-0 run to start the 4th for Shenandoah. And the first lead for the visiting Hornets since it was 3-0. Or I should say 3-2, but since that opening 3-0 run put Shenandoah well out in front. Then Lynchburg went on a 5-0 run. One more score at the very end of the first, made it 5-4 at the end of the first quarter. Lynchburg took the second quarter 3-2. Shenandoah took the third 3-2 as well. That basically sums up where we've been all day long. Predominantly with Lynchburg out and playing with a lead, but it's been close the whole way through. Donovan. Had a couple of cutters in front of the net. Instead, sent it back out to Stifler. Stifler against Knight. Spins to her right. Nielsen steps up as a second defender. Foul on the play. And it's going to be a free position for Shenandoah. Here it is again. Stifler, so slippery. And then Nielsen tries to create the turnover at the last second. Instead called for the foul. Stifler will take the shot and beats Rogers. 12-10, Shenandoah ahead by 2. For Stifler, it's a hat trick. And that score her 30th on the season. There it is one more time, and Shenandoah now 2 for 3 on free position shots. How about 3 goals, 2 assists on the day for the senior, who entered this contest first in the ODAC in assists per game and points per game. Timeout called by Coach Bruce Reed. We will step aside and come back, give you the final 10:45 to play. Lynchburg down by 2. Shenandoah storms back and sends us to a commercial break out in front. You're watching Lynchburg and Shenandoah on LHSN.
Today's a rough day. Jess and I are officially on a break. The couple canoe has broken up.
It's not.
How you feeling? Living the dream.
Just canoeing. That's the Mexican side behind me. The U.S. is that way.
So far, we're all still alive.
I really want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Woo! We did it! Kind of.
Shenandoah with a hot start in the fourth quarter. How about a 3-0 run? Put the visiting Hornets ahead by 2. Coach Reed calls the timeout. Lynchburg looking for the retaliation, and it was a 3-0 run to start the day for Shenandoah. Lynchburg answered with a 5-0 run. If the home Hornets could do something similar here, it would give Lynchburg their first win against Shenandoah since 2018. Santora opposite Ali Caesar at midfield for the draw control. Ray carries into the attacking third. Gives off to Buckner. Lynchburg at one point had a draw control advantage up and over 5. That has completely shifted into the favor of Shenandoah. About 14 draw control wins for the visiting Hornets, 11 for Lynchburg. Honorado had a wide open Buckner. Couldn't get a clean shot off. Possession's going to stay with Shenandoah, however. 10 minutes in regulation to play. Empty possession for Shenandoah. That could hurt. Honorado just seemingly lost control. Nielsen to begin the possession for Lynchburg. On the sideline, Coach Lindsley Lutz not happy to see that possession come to a close like it did. Certainly a little unorthodox, if you will. This is a big moment here for Lynchburg, trying to take advantage of the miscue for Shenandoah, cut the deficit in half. Lynchburg yet to find the back of the net in the fourth quarter, and really this serves as the first time we've seen the Hornets, the home Hornets that is, in the attacking third here in the final stanza. Dumas with 30 seconds to play with. Gets a screen from King. Defended by Ray. Breaks to her left. Shot broken up. With the deflection is Aaron Chismadia, excuse me. Gregory had Santora. Shot too tall. Knight. Now back up top as shot clock sent back to 60. Santora spins left. Good move. Results in another score. 1 goal difference. Santora, her 4th on the day. 31st of the season. One more time. Santora, quick first step out of that spin move. Generates the separation. Then takes on McFarland. That's a big score. Again, taking advantage of the miscue from Shenandoah. That feels like a potential 2-goal swing. The way Shenandoah had been operating, especially in the attacking third to start this 4th quarter. Felt like the visiting Hornets were knocking on the door to make it a 4-0 run. Instead, possession comes to a clunky end. And Lynchburg with the answer on the other end. Santora, Caesar, draw control. Won by Shenandoah, picked up by Ray. Honorado in front of Dumas. Gives to Bell. Bell sizes up Satterfield. Nowhere to go. We passed the midway point here in the 4th quarter. 45 seconds left on the shot clock. Stifler isolates and sneaks it past the stick of Rogers. Emma Stifler does it again. Santora gets her 31st of the season. Stifler responds with her 31st. And as the shot clock was winding down, Shenandoah got in the hands of their best player, and you saw a player shifting out towards the far side, getting out of her way. Sometimes in the world of sports where a lot of moving parts, you can get really complex drawing up plays and scripting designs. Sometimes it's just that simple. Give it to your best player, get out of her way. Stifler makes it a 2-goal difference. It's another draw control win for Shenandoah. Santora sends Lurch down to the turf. They'll stop the clock with just under 7 to play. Lurch a little slow to get up. Here it is one more time. You'll see it at the very end of this play. And it's a race towards that far sideline. Saw a play earlier on in this contest where Alec Daniel took a hard fall to the ground. And after getting the replay, it looked like feet just got tangled up in transition. Lurch will head to the sideline. Get a chance, catch your breath. Also talk with Coach Lutz. Playback underway. Shenandoah can match their largest lead of the day at 3. Ray draws 2 defenders. Stifler had it for a moment on the far side. Buckner. Couple passes later. Honorado gives back out to Buckner. Shot clock down to 15 with the seam. Stifler does it once again. 5th on the day for Emma Stifler. (14-11). Shenandoah matches their largest lead of the day since they were out in front 3-0 at the 8:32 mark in the first quarter. Another look at Stifler's most recent score. 5 goals, 2 assists, and the 5th goal warrants a timeout from Coach Reed. We'll step aside and come back with the final 5:51 to play. Shenandoah running a big 4th quarter. Out in front by 3. You're watching a battle between the Hornets. Coming to you on LHSN. (14-11) your scores. We welcome you back to Lynchburg, Virginia. 4th quarter has been all Shenandoah. And as we stand right now, 5-1 advantage for the visiting Hornets here in the final quarter of play. I also wanted to highlight the upcoming schedule for both sides. On the horizon for Shenandoah, on Wednesday it'll be a road contest taking on Washington and Lee before returning home next Saturday to play host to Virginia Wesleyan, and then round out the season at home against Catholic on Wednesday the 27th. And for Lynchburg, another home game upcoming for Lynchburg. That comes against Randolph-Macon this upcoming Wednesday night. And then back at home a week later against Guilford before finishing the season on the road at Mary Washington on the 29th of this month. 5:51 left to play. Again, Caesar Santora at midfield. It's now 17 draw control wins for Shenandoah to 11 for Lynchburg. Make it 18 draw control wins. Caesar also picks up the ground ball. Gives way to Ray. Ray has Bell after just checking in. Bell ahead for Nichols. Then returns the favor. Allows Shenandoah to set up the offensive side. 70 seconds on the shot clock and the 3-goal lead. Expect to see Shenandoah tap in and try to use as much of the game clock as possible, one possession at a time. Jenna and Drasic defending in front of Ray. A couple passes later. Bell. Bell still with it in front of Dumas. back to Ray. And Tracy gets help from Dumas. Nowhere to go for Ray. Stifler for Buckner. Another save for Rogers, who also picks off the ground ball. Save number 8 for Rogers. Dumas across midfield. Lynchburg needs a score and needs one quick. Derek Gregory has a goal and a handful of assists this afternoon. In front of her is Juliana Fonner. Dumas. Add some space. Play comes to a halt. Foul goes against Shenandoah. Here it is one more time. Contact a little too high from Madia. Pass goes to King. Denied by McFarland. Big stop for the Shenandoah goalkeeper. Ball still live on the turf. Now gobbled up. And absorbing the contact is Ashley Grimes. That's a huge grounder gathered by the senior. Nichols ahead with a head of steam. Satterfield picks her up. Dish goes to Bell. Bell has Donovan. And Shenandoah slows down the tempo exponentially. Honorado on the far side, 3 goals and an assist today. Brings it back up top. It'll be a timeout called by 14th year head coach Lindsey Lutz. That'll halt the play with 2.5 left to play in the fourth quarter. Shenandoah still out in front by 3. We'll step aside and come back with the conclusion. The battle between the Hornets coming to you on LHSN.
If you like being close with your professors, if you like being in small classes that help with one-on-one, if you like being in positive communities that help you train your weak points and strengthen your strong points, then the University of Lynchburg is a great place to go. You can never go wrong with the amount of help that they offer, the amount of self-sacrifice that other people will put in for you. It has a beautiful campus, it has dedicated teachers, it has nice students, it has fun activities, and it has plenty of things to do.
Welcome back to Lynchburg, Virginia. Shenandoah ahead by 3, and that's time on their side. 2:31 left on the clock. Coach Reed on the sideline needs a stop from his defense. Shenandoah looking to make it 4 consecutive wins against Lynchburg, and would put the all-time series history. I get paid to talk. That can be a tricky sentence to try to rattle off, but win for Shenandoah puts the all-time series battle at 7-6. Still an advantage for Lynchburg, but Shenandoah 4 consecutive wins. Certainly goes a long way and be a big win for Coach Lindsey Lutz. Hold off a team that's half a game back of you in the conference standings, and to do so riding a monster fourth quarter and a comeback win. Caesar with a couple players around her. Looked like she drew some contact. Perhaps from Satterfield didn't get a great look. But it's going to be a free position. 10 seconds and counting on the shot clock. Ray, the nice find in front of the net. Shenandoah now has their largest lead of the day at 4. The score will count after the stick check. Here it is one more time. Ray, wide open find. Natalie Nichols, her first goal of the day. She does have an assist this afternoon, but the score, her 13th on the season. Now a 15-11 Shenandoah lead. And these two teams have played a lot of close contests. Noted it a couple times throughout the broadcast. 4 of the last 6 meetings decided by a single goal. We were really there, back and forth, until we got to the fourth quarter. Shenandoah certainly uses this fourth quarter as the outlier. First quarter, 5-4. Lynchburg took that first 15 by a single goal advantage. Then you get to the second, 3-2. Lynchburg wins the second. Shenandoah responds, wins the third, 3-2. And then you have this 5-goal advantage in the fourth. Again, serves as the outlier, but he's got the visiting Hornets up by 4, and the scoring column is all that matters, not the trends that got you there. Satterfield to begin the possession for Lynchburg. They'll stop the clock, 54.2 to go. And a green card will be assessed. And heading to the sideline is Emma Stifler. Stifler comes to the near sideline. Time to talk about her day. She'll be our LHSN player of the game. 5 goals, 2 assists. She did a whole lot, especially in that big fourth quarter for Shenandoah. Rogers trying to get it to Dumas. Instead, it's Ray coming away with it. Rogers deflects the pass. That's a potential goal-saving breakup for the keeper. As if that got through to Buckner, there was a path towards an open net. 30 seconds and counting. Shot clock has turned off, so Shenandoah the opportunity to quote-unquote dribble out the remaining clock. Caesar, Dumas in front of her. And it'll be Riley Caesar controlling, cradling, and watching the final seconds come off the clock. Shenandoah comes away with the 15-11 win. Visiting Hornets improved to 9-4 on the season and 4-1 in conference play. Meanwhile, Lynchburg drops to 5-9, 3-3 against ONAC foes. This is a tough game for Lynchburg. Built up, multi-goal lead coming into the final quarter of play. This was a game through 3 quarters. Lynchburg felt like they were the better squad and had earned a potential hard-fought win, but then that fourth quarter, it all kind of unravels against Lynchburg, and Shenandoah takes advantage and wins that final 15, 6-1, and that propels the visiting Hornets to the 4-goal win and makes it 4 consecutive wins over Lynchburg. That'll do it for us at Schellenberger Field. Thank you again, everybody, for tuning in this Friday afternoon. I'd like to give a shout out to my director, Sam Rice, and the rest of our fantastic LHSN broadcast crew. But until next time, my name's TJ Wingert, and we are signing off.